From the News Channel 8 studios, this is Washington Business Tonight with Rebecca Cooper.
And good evening. Welcome to Washington Business Tonight for Tuesday, May 25th, 2010. I'm Rebecca Cooper. What are you doing to plan for your children's future, and when should you start? How much is enough? Well, we're joined now by Richard Morris, co-author of Kids, Wealth, and Consequences. Rich, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
This is a book that's really aimed at parents who are already well on their road toward prosperity, but they may be ignoring the lessons they need to teach the next generation. You say there are some important lessons to teaching kids that already have experienced some degree of wealth how to manage and plan for the future. What are they?
Well, I think one of the things that parents often forget is what made them wealthy. And what made them wealthy is some of the mistakes that they made and some of the hard times that they had growing up. Maybe they worked as a waiter or had some other difficult times. And what wealthy people tend to do, unfortunately, is try to give their kids everything.
They try to protect them from those hard knock lessons that they had in their own lives.
Exactly.
When it seems to me that you're exactly right, that those lessons can be the most valuable.
Those are the valuable, because when you learn how to deal with disappointment and problems, that's what gives you the strength to be successful in the future. So those are some of the things that parents need to think about. You know, let the kids do the dishes. Let them cook dinner.
So the fact that my 3-year-old has to load the dishwasher, you don't think I'm too strict?
Absolutely not.
He knows I'm a pushover, but he's got to learn. Well, so you say in this book you've got a whole plan laid out. You give people surveys to take, you've got bullet points, you've got checklists that they need to focus on. What's the starting point, and how long will it take a parent to get up and running on their plans for teaching these kids?
Well, I hate to say there's no silver bullet. It's a lifelong kind of thing, starting at age 3 if you can, but if you have to start at 23, when your kid's 23, at least start somewhere. The thing about teaching your kids about wealth is that wealth is somewhat of a taboo subject. So a lot of times parents don't want to talk about it, but if you're not going to talk about it, no one else is. So you really have to be the one. So you need to start at a young age, and really what we talk about in the book are things to do at various different ages, and that you have to be the one to do them, or if you're not feeling skilled to do them, find somebody to do it for you, maybe your banker or...
Give us some examples.
Well, for example, when one of my favorites is when you're with your 3-year-old and you're going to the bank, and all of a sudden this money starts pouring out of the machine. You need to let your kid know that this machine isn't printing money, that you've put money in on the other end one day and that you're able to take it out. Or some of your so when your kids get older and they go to college, you need to give them a credit card, and you need to show them how to use it properly, that they can't overspend or there's interest charges. Give them an allowance, or make them go out and work for their own money. Okay,
so not to put you into the middle of a marital dispute, but what the heck, you're on the show, why not? So our kids have to earn spending money to buy toys. My husband thinks, though, birthdays and Christmas are enough toys, and frankly, our kids have more than enough toys. They have more than enough Legos, but they always want new. I'm a big believer in, if they're willing to, clean the bathroom, I'll give them the money and let them spend it. What's the happy medium in terms of how much is too much in terms of giving them an allowance and letting them go spend it?
Well, I think really we try not to get into telling people where their values should be.
You're not going to get in the middle of this marital dispute?
Well, here's what I'll tell you. You have to teach what your values are. That's really important. And if you and your husband have different values, that's good too. Teach them both sets of values, and it gives the child. The book is all about choices, and your kids should have those choices and understand those choices, and that's really the important thing. And what we try to do in the book with all the checklists and everything is to get you in touch with what your values are so that you can teach them to your children.
It's a great read. I can't wait to start practicing some of it at home.
Great.
Thanks so much. Kids, Wealth, and Consequences. And we'll be right back.